blue ocean. Thank you so much and welcome back post this brilliant break. Before we break for lunch, we have yet another interesting panel discussion. Supply chains for Saudi Arabia's circular vision of 2030. So this is gonna be very interesting for all of us, where we have this engagement join us here soon. May we please put hands together as we like to welcome them here and have the discussion which will delve nations driving sustainable practices in supply chain management, ensuring aligned goals for a circular economy. So please join me in welcoming. But before that, let me put my hands together for all of you for joining me here on time. Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. So very elated, humbled, felt gratitude to Blue Ocean Corporation for allowing me this iconic building, the Kingdom Towers at Riyadh. I'm really very fortunate to experience, at the same time, meet all of you from the supply chain world. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, may we all put hands together as we like to welcome Mr. Mohammed Bamu Kabel, Chain Director at Abu Nayan Holding. Thank you. I can see some and hear some energetic applause. Appreciate it so much. May we kindly welcome Mr. Mozamil Isa, our Program Director at Blue Ocean Corporation. Mr. Suleiman Abdullah, Director of the Administrative Affairs Department. Thank you. Engineer Mohammed Al Abdullah Tamimi, Procurement and Contracts, Chain Management, Logistics Management. Thank you, sir. May we please welcome the panel Mr. Ali Mohammed Al Khatani, Fleet Outsourcing Manager, Supply Chain Expert. Thank you very much. I'm going to kindly request Mr. Ali Mohammed Al Khatani, sir, to take on and moderate the session.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Thanks a lot for Blue Ocean to give us this chance to meet you and gather with you, sharing the information. I'm proud to be with the experts here with me. This is very important subject that it is the sustainability of supply chain, and it is very crucial for the supply chain where we can important. So division and supply chain is one for the important pillar. So we cannot add more about supply chain importance, but we need to specifically speak about how we can define it and speak about it. And I'd like to start with Mohammed. If you can please speak about what is sustainable supply chain and what is the important for it.
طيب, thank you, Mr. Ali. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here today. And also thank you for Blue Ocean Corporations for hosting this amazing event. So this question has two parts. So the first part is defining what a sustainable supply chain is. And the second part is talking about the importance. So a sustainable supply chain integrates environmental, social, and economic considerations into supply chain cycle, starting from the raw material side until the delivery of the final products. So when we look at supply chain sustainability, supply chain, so we start by talking about sourcing eco-friendly materials that go cycle. So by making we are ensuring that we are minimizing the pollution, we are minimizing the emission of carbon, and we are delivering sustainable product, as we call it like this, for consumers. Sure that our consumers are receiving a healthy product, and by having this healthy product in our portfolio as a company, for example, this will ensure that we are a preferred choice, since the buying decision will be influenced by this. Organizations to focus into material anymore, just thinking about, for example, logistic industry as just a transportation, but rather focusing how we can minimize the usage of, let's say, fuel trucks, and shifting maybe to electrical truck or hydrogen trucks. By ensuring this action takes place, uh, this action will help reducing the emission of the carbon, and this is one of the elements which is already part even of the corporate or country vision of how they want to minimize the carbon emission. The second aspect of that is the social responsibility. So when we talk about fair fair labor practices, ensuring that our laborers are working in a safe working environments. These social responsibilities are also part of the supply chain sustainability, since supply chain is not just the traditional department which we call, but it's a complete business. So supply chain for any company is the end-to-end business. So by making sure the social considerations or responsibilities are embedded, we ensure that sustainability is part of every tier of the supply chain. So the third one is the economical considerations, and we mean by this, so companies are not only looking into processes that are efficient and to take into consideration sustainability into that. And by making sure sustainability is part of the formula, this will ensure the long-term viability for a business to sustain and remain further. So this is the first question to be answered. The second question, talking about why it's important. So when we talk about the importance of the supply chain, sustainability, so by ensuring a sustainable supply chain practice, then we are sure that we are reducing the risk. And there are different types of risks. There are climate risks, okay, that create a disruption of supply into the market. There are also regularity changes and risks that are associated with it. Maybe everyone here knows in the room that recently there is a discussion going around the Ministry of Industrial talking about introducing ESG certificate into the business. So the same way that's being done today for local content, there will be an impose of ESG certificates. So companies are not only required now to maintain sustainability as a choice, but as a mandate. And there will be certificates required to be issued for every organization. ESG will be calculated as a score to ensure that it's a source of competitiveness and a source of granting business forward. So this is one point. The second point, which is very important, sustainability is a main driver for cost saving. So if we are able to minimize the waste, we are able to create more efficient materials and recycled material that we can use across the supply chain. We know that the cost of any cost element of any company. So by making sure sustainability is imposed, then we ensure to achieve cost saving. The third one is the consumer demand. So consumers are now making a choice to select sustainable products, sustainable companies over others. Last but not least, the long-term resilience. And we mean by long-term resilience that when every company contributes to sustainability, then everybody is contributing to a better climate, everybody is contributing to a healthier planet, everybody is contributing to less resources consumption, and ultimately this drives long-term resilience compared to just ignoring sustainability. I hope this question,
Thanks a lot.
this
Thanks a lot,
answers the
Muhammad. It's
question.
really great answers. Just to add to يعني I'm proud of my company, which I'm working with, Al-Majdoui Logistic. Already work in that initiative since 1.5 years. They recently introduced a hydrogen truck, and they have the first license for the hydrogen truck in KSA and Middle East. And we start promoting to deal with oil and gas and some Class A customer to start working with them using the hydrogen truck. There is also challenges in that one, but my recommendation to all of you as procurement officials to be a proactive and be ready for future and aligned and make sure to avoid reactive or reaction where you go in the last minute. Be prepared for making your supply chain sustainable. Supply chain is very important pillar. All of you can add a lot of value to this. Thanks a lot, Muhammad. We'll go back for Mr. Second question. What is the design sustainable supply chain to achieve circular economy? Mr. Suleiman Abdullah, can you please
Thank you. And
elaborate?
I think I always like to simplify the understanding of sustainability. I'll start with giving some example. Building a home or building a house. I'll give you the differences between both of them. Then let's have an interactive question where we can simplify the understanding of sustainability. Building a house, basically, it's a blocks. It's a house. Building a home include the building itself, include people inside it, include resources, include values that goes in the home. If we ask a question to ourselves, are you preferring building a house or building a home? Can you raise your hand, please, if you would like to build a house? What about building a home? Okay, the second question, which one is expensive? Building a house or building a home? Building a home is expensive or building a house? If you can raise your hand, is building a home is expensive? Great. So the question is why we are thinking about building a home where building a home is expensive. That's a simple example of sustainability. Sustainability, we are not building it for ourselves. It's for our families, our communities, our nation. So when it comes to sustainability, it's all about the value of procurement that they are adding in the systems. Going back to the questions, how we can have a good designing system when it comes to sustainability, I always focus on 5 pillars. First, people, process, technology, and the culture and supplier value management. Comes to the people aspect, it's all about reskilling and upskilling of people. Today, I think the market and the nation and the world is really evolving, and you cannot have the same person before 5 years having the same skill set, working in the current time. You always need to evolve and upskilling or reskilling yourself. When it comes to process, it's also worth to go through your strategy and processes and policies and procedures where you re-engineer the whole process from the starting of the order till the recycling part. Go and try how to make it more efficient, more productive is very important when it comes to process. When it comes to technologies, before coming to the event, I was reading an article. They say is 86% of a strategy fails because of lack of adoption of the technology. So people thinking about technology as a system, as a tool, not as a tool to fix a problem. One of the leading company, in the mobile manufacturing, they use a different methodology when it comes to adding value in the procurement. Basically, they have a challenge of how to increase the lifetime of the battery. So what they do is they bring all their stakeholders as a strategic suppliers, and they put a big challenge, the suppliers, of increasing the life time of the battery. And all of them try to solve that problem. So what we are saying in technology is there as a tool, but you need to select the right technology which solve your problem. When it comes to the culture I think is very broad topic. I'll try to simplify it. In the article, it says also strategy fails 70 to 74% because it's more complex. I think all of us face that 30, 300 or 400 pages of strategy documents where I think nobody will go through the whole pages to read it. So 70 to 74% strategy fails because it's not focused. Plus, it's more about content and data rather than actions. So, what's the main role of strategy? Is actions. So, building a culture in the organization requires strong strategy. However, a strong implementation plan from top to down. Even sometimes I use this example. It can start with a couple, as an example of how you are building that culture and the sustainability in the organization. At the end is supplier value management. Also in the study they say is 86% of a strategy fails because it works within silos. The strategy is not the mandate of a strategy department only. It's the collaboration between the intended stakeholders and even the vendors, to be part of this strategy. So I think to redesign a strong supply chain, sustainable process or systems, you need to focus on these 5 pillars to work on.
Many thanks, Suleiman. Really, you touch our day-to-day issues, especially with the strategies, and especially when we have initiatives. We face so many struggles because we don't cascade it from up to down, and ownership is a must to have it successful. Muhammad, I see you nodding a lot about these challenges. Can
Yeah,
you give some comments,
yeah.
especially technology? I know that you are technology
I'd like
based.
to speak given by my colleague Abu Abdullah, Mr. Sulaiman Abdullah. What I believe, sustainability already described in most of the books, in most of the magazines, and most of the consultation houses for supply chain. But what we miss really in implementing a real sustainability or sustainable supply chain is the sustainable supply chain leaders who knows exactly how to plant that belief within their organization, their society, and put a practical approach on how to achieve those goals in a very simplified manner. And I'm really said by my colleague Suleiman that I mean, all of the books, all the website has been describing the sustainability, but the approach of implementing sustainability is really what we miss. And then mainly leadership to plant that belief within their organization, within their society, within their identity or organization culture, that will make the accountability or the belief within the heart of each member of that organization. And then putting a simplified way of approach to go for it, which is simply to take care of your environment, to take care of your people, to take care of your resources. It's only those 3 pillars that we should take care of to guarantee that our civilization and our utilizing of environment should not affect it for the generation who will be coming after us. As simple as
Ali, I think there is one last word in the question, which is very important, talking about the circular economy. So we know the traditional way of making business is you take a raw material, you make it, and then ultimately, finally, you dispose. So what circular economy is trying to encourage is making the closed loop system. So instead of take, make, and dispose, you start recycling. So you focus into designing products that are recyclable, that are that are also repairable, that are also upgradable. So you can take this product back into the closed loop system and feed it again, rather than just disposing it. And this will not only help reducing the cost of that reuse, but will also help preserving the virgin resources, because we have a limited resources on the planet anyhow when we talk about anything. So making sure that this closed loop system works and we design products that are really sustainable will help us save those constrained resources for the future and for the longevity of the product life cycle.
Many thanks. Enriching the discussion. Dr. Muzammil, we always looking from you to speak about sustainable technology in supply chain. How this can increase the sustainability and improve the supply chain. Please elaborate.
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity again. First of all, supply chain as a holistic process, it has many, I would say, partnerships, and the integration and the flow of information is essential. Such practices. Second, technology to me is a way of life. I mean, when we speak about supply chain, from the moment of realization of your need to the moment of satisfaction of your end user. Between the 2 points, there is a holistic, complicated process, and it has to be integrated very well. The flow of information can create any kind of obstacles during the process of execution of the supply chain. Therefore, technology is essential. It's very important to the business of supply chain. We have seen many development happening, especially in the Kingdom of Saudi. Myself every day, every time I come here, I see there is a new things is coming and a new development to the supply chain. First of all, artificial intelligence. I would like to start from the latest one, because artificial intelligence now, to me, someone said, if you don't use artificial intelligence, it's not the artificial intelligence mistake. So it is very important to integrate artificial intelligence in the business now. First of all, when it comes to Internet of Things, connecting things together, we have a lots of opportunities now by building up a sustainable process and a sustainable alarming system that allow the Ministry of Environment, for example, for instance, as an example, that they can simply monitor the level of emissions in the air, and they can also control it by being able to monitor it. That's one of the best management theory in business, that if you can manage it, if you can measure it, you can manage it. So we need to measure all of these kind of activities, and to be able to do so, implementing the technology at its best is the best example. I remember, if I there was a decision taken by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to ban all trucks, heavy trucks, to operate in the land of Saudi Arabia, because of actually the nature of the system that's built into those vessels. Everything built or everything manufactured after 2009 was basically running with Euro 3 environmental device, which is much better in terms of pollution and all. That's one of the things, simple as that. But to go back to the technology is very important. The diversification of the process of supply chain itself, it required the latest and the most strongest technology that we can simply link all of these activities together. We cannot avoid, or we can sustain any kind of leakage of information during this process.
Thank you. Thank you, Doctor. It's really insightful. Now we'll come for the last important discussion, how to achieve the sustainability in Saudi Arabia and Vision 2030. I will handle this question and I'll share it with my team to some elaboration. But there is 3 or 4 main key elements we need to focus on, which is localization. And one of the initiatives is the local content shown by or embarrassed or inherited by the government in order to give the local content. Really, the local content is very important and key, and everybody is working to make it happen. And it became now a rule that you have a local content and move to the local content and improve or dealing with the local manufacturing and support them. The other one is the technology integration. In the previous decades, some of the owners or decision maker or CEOs was just putting the technology as a fancy matter. I believe it's not. It's a important pillar. It's very important key to improve and let the supply chain officials or teams focus on the very important and give the automation and the digitalization a chance to do day to day and something not really worthy to waste time in. And also there is a lot of initiatives which is carbon emissions and frustrations and so many initiatives go from the government in order to that. And the latest one where the government changed the rules to move from the traditional procurement of depending on the lowest price to adopting services and material with quality, so they can increase the life, humanity, and life of which is affecting the life of the citizens or the one who visit this country. The last one, which is how we can يعني cope with the diversification of we are oil-based economy. Now we are going to non-oil base, and thanks God we reached to 52. Lately, our GDP is 52% non-oil company or يعني more support by petrochemicals and foods and others, where we support the export and became a part of made of Saudi Arabia is became everywhere. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I like to have some more insight from you, Abu Noor Al Afik, about this, just in 2 minutes. Then we'll give the chance to Dr. Muzammil and Abu Abdullah.
Well, 2 minutes is not enough anyhow, but I'll focus on the main points. So we can say enhancing the processes of tenders or putting reviewing the tender templates to add the part training, or you can say cooperating with partners, many suppliers, to understand the goal of this country, that they want to sustain and take care of their environment. Also the social media responsibility on raising this awareness and spreading that everywhere. That will also enhance the understanding of their responsibility and the obligation on individual and companies and identities and suppliers, whether local or external supplier, about this important and essential things for our life and for our environment. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Sulaiman, can you elaborate a bit?
I think
2 minutes more.
I think our speakers has mentioned about the collaboration is key, but I'll emphasize on adaptation of AI, as my colleague Dr. has mentioned, and the AI. If we think about AI, I think this is a common question. Everybody's asking, if AI is coming, are we going to lose jobs? If you zoom out and think about what happened to 2 examples, Kodak and Nokia, they failed because of using an AI or not using an AI. So you will be outdated if you are not using an AI. So using an AI is not a risk. It's not a point of failure. You need to use it. I think the key message here, when you are using it, you need to upgrade yourself. So I'm talking about not about people, the whole system. So when it comes to sustainability, I think, and the vision of UAE and the vision of Saudi Arabia, we're all aligned. Most of the points, and I think when it comes to sustainability and visions, alignment and collaboration is very important as a mindset in order to drive value to whole nation.
Thanks a lot.
Yes.
Dr. Muzammil, if you have some point to add in 1 minute.
Well, I won't take much time. It's just one point I noticed when going through the details of local content. I would like just to elaborate further in this regard, since we speak about sustainability. Why can't we actually of the process of measurement of the percentage of local content in the companies? Because I notice it's not there, but there is many other elements. This will be much direct, and I think the value will be much bigger in this case by of evaluation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so again or repeat the same point that has been talked, but the question was talking about Vision 2030 and sustainability. And I think this is very clear. There are lists of initiatives the country is taking to support sustainability, like carbon net zero, and there is a target by 2030 to achieve. There is green hydrogen. There are different companies even within the BIF portfolio that focus into recycling, like SALIC, I think, one of the companies. So the country vision and the direction to support sustainability is very clear. I want to end with one point, maybe, which is also very important for everyone here. So we as supply chain specialists, let's say, put it this way. Today, the competition, I think, it's not between companies. It's between supply chains and supply chains.
Agreed.
So we need to take ourselves as part of this. So we are a competitive advantage to an organization. We are not anymore just the cost center of the company. So when we take this into consideration, what makes our companies different is how we, as supply chains, are different from the other supply chain in another place. Thank you so much.
I
Thanks,
would
sir.
like to add some point here. This is really what's mattering. Supply chain is the real success of an organization, or the you can say the big failure of the organization. And the actual, it is adding to the competency. I mean, cause it to vanish and to go out from the market. So
Thanks,
I really
sir.
emphasize this. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, team, and really insightful. I have just a small story into adding to your point, Abdullah, about Suleiman, sorry, about the people is as a human star of panic. I remember 2019, I present in procurement conference in Jubail a paper about outsourcing procurement. There was about 200 officials or procurement team, and at that time I was afraid somebody will hit me because they asked me the same question, say, what will happen to us if we, I was speaking about 80-20, how to focus in high value and let the processes to be done by technology or outsourcing. I really admire and still remember the support of my brother Hani Sayer, after which is really saved my neck that day. Thank you, Abu Haifa. He speak about initiative. He led it himself in STC by having automated buyer named Munjiz. And as soon he finished his meeting, if you remember, I'm sure your memory is good, Abu Haifa. I go up and I thank him in front of the other. I say, please, don't panic. Lift up yourself. And the technology is friendly. It will help you to achieve and be always in a good position. We reached to the end. I really appreciate all of your attention.
Questions?
Yes, we have 5 minutes for 2 or 3 questions. And can you give the mic to that table?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And thank you, distinguished panelists, for enriching and truly outstanding insights. My name is Walid Al-Somali. I'm currently advisor at the Ministry of Investment. And before that, I was with Saudi Arabian Oil Company, Saudi Aramco, where I spent 41 years with the company in different domains. So the question that I have for the distinguished panelists, we covered an extremely important topic. This is of a real strategic importance for the kingdom and the business community that goes even beyond the supply chain value stream. So I would like to hear your thoughts about two important things that I think we need to look at very seriously. First, the importance of developing a competent a human capital that is in line with the transformation that we see. There is a revolution now called AI. What impact does it have on the supply chain and the circular economy and what have you? This is a question I've been asked. I attend many conferences around the world, and this question comes frequently. And the other question I would like to ask the distinguished panelists also to give some insights about the importance of research, development, and innovation. We talked about circular economy. And circular economy has also its impact and relationships with the research and development ecosystem. How can we factor in research and development when it comes to the sustainability and circular economy? Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Okay, thanks for this question. It's really important. Let me just elaborate about what we do with AI and how we can make it added value to us. Very important, and I'm really proud of the country where they focus on the human, lifting up the humans, training the people, and Hadaf is a very, very proud example for all of us, where certified is incentivized by the country, where the people have self-learning and they can reimburse the payment if they success in that. This is a message from the leader, MBS, and Mohammed bin Salman, and the company, the country, that human resources is very crucial, and we need to lift them up. I remember in previous companies, the weakest budget, it was the training budget. But thanks God, today we reach a time where the budget of training is important. Everybody is adhering to it, and we can lift up ourselves, and we can use the AI, and the technology is helpful to achieve. I can give a chance to Muhammad and to elaborate about the second
Thank you
question.
for the question. Maybe one point I want to highlight, even before talking about AI. We as supply chains used to be perceived by management and companies in different way. I think this is changing with time, but bringing me to the same point that I have talked in the beginning. When you look at resources, when you look at talents before, I hope it's not now as it used before. So, okay, if there is any non-performing person, put him in the warehouse because he will work there. Because for us, just warehouse is considered like just a store. Okay, so the caliber of the supply chains they used before to be not as competent or as not valued as they are for the core functions like sales or operation. I think has changed now, where now companies are focusing to the talent of the supply chains. So there are now degrees of supply chain. Before we don't used to have even certificate, bachelor degree of supply chain. Today there are universities that are giving degrees, bachelor's, master's, and doctorate of supply chain. So the talent of the supply chain now bar is higher, and of course, when you have competent people who know what supply chain is, then they can make the use of any kind of technology, whether it's in AI or other thing. What AI can bring to us is the insight of the future, because we know we have two types of measures. We call them lagging and leading measures. So what AI helps us analyze the history and predict future. This helps us in many different ways into controlling our inventory, reducing our overstocking, getting a better forecast. So AI gives us the insight for comes from AI we can take for granted, but this is where comes the human side of it. So AI will never replace humans, but AI will help humans to direct their decision. This is how I see it.
If you allow me, I think very two important topics we have really mentioned about talent management and talent development and the research. From my perspective, I think it's all about mindset. 20% is your strategy, 80% is your mindset. Today, procurement and supply chain are considered cost center for some organization, and some organization, they are part of the revenue generation. It's all about the mindset of the organization. But I think when it comes to people and research development and talent management development, what is more important is you need to think about the total cost of ownership. It's not the one-time cost. I think there is a very common saying that, between two CEOs, I think they were discussing about, we are having a high budget when it comes to training. What happens if we invest in him and he leaves? What will happen if we don't invest in him and he stays? So it's all about perception, how you looked at things, which drives that. But it's all about mindset. And I think investing in people and research and development comes with the mindset of the leadership and the organization that they think this is an investment which will bring an ROI to us in later stage.
Thanks a lot. One more question. Sorry to tell you, the time is very short.
Well, I need just to add some 2 points.
One more question, you'll answer it.
No, but I need this question. This is very important for me.
You can meet him after this, please.
Yeah, sure.
The time is very short. One more question, please. The mic.
Yeah, actually, the procurement divided into two different areas, the strategic procurement and the transactional procurement. Okay. So I believe AI can replace only the transactional part, but it cannot really replace the strategic part. Sure. For example, with the start of 2024, we had the crisis of the Red Sea, and you cannot really predict the future. Sure. In one day, we didn't receive any deliveries, and we got stuck with a lot of things that we cannot really have it as a local market in Saudi. So my question is there any benefits of the studies that we are having from the AI with the crisis we are facing during the year to solve the issues of the local content? Like, for example, at the food and beverages side, at the chemical side, are we really working on enhancing the local content percentage at the kingdom with the work of the local content, for example, companies?
Thanks a lot. Please,
Okay.
Muhammad,
Sure, yeah.
can you elaborate?
Can you have your name, please? Your name, please.
Bayan.
Bayan, it's a brilliant question. I'll just, what has been said earlier. AI, and we should consider it always as a tool. The leadership and the strategy and the proper forecasting is with trained, high caliber professional personnel and leaders. And that is the conclusion, and that is the thing, and that is, you can say, the mandate we should keep in our mind as procurement professionals facing our challenges and facing our future, which is always full of challenges, especially for procurement and supply chain. This is the conclusion.
Thank you. Thank you, Mohammed.
Yeah.
Can I cut you?
Yep.
Just 1 minute, half a minute, please.
Yes,
then we'll
just
close.
one point here
We're
about AI.
over the time.
Yes, what the point you mentioned about prediction and anticipation is about the ability to analyze historical data, right? AI probably will be able to help me much better than human being in this regard. So when we speak about strategic in procurement, strategic is not only about risk management, it's about also advanced planning, about too many things. Probably we will be able to utilize AI somehow. Not 100% yes, as of right now, but I'm expecting this to happen very soon. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot. We end up our meeting. I think we have for that, but we are concluding. Thanks a lot for being all with us. I hope we already achieved the target and give you the insights. We are ready for any question after that meeting. We are all with you until the end of the day. Thanks a lot, and I really appreciate Blue Ocean this chance to meet all of these people under one roof. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Humble thanks to you. It was very interesting. And thank you
Thank
for
you.
allowing
Shukran,
them to
shukran,
raise
mashallah.
questions.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your questions as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to kindly request my dignitaries to join us here to felicitate our distinguished panelists. May we please welcome Mr. Vipin Nair, Director of Training at Blue Ocean Corporation, and Mr. Shoaib Syed, Senior Digital Marketing Manager at Blue Ocean Corporation, to kindly felicitate our distinguished panelists. Mr. Mohammad Bamukabel, our Corporate Strategic Supply Chain Director at Step Forward. Sir, thank you for this very. It was when it comes to AI, because that's the future of tomorrow. So I'm going to kindly and Mr. Shoaib to join us center stage and request Mr. Mohammad Bamukabel to kindly step forward and please kindly receive this token of love on behalf of Blue Ocean Corporation. Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you. A humble request to once again Mr. Mozamil Isa, once again for you, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, our program director at Blue Ocean Corporation. Thank you, Mr. Suleiman Abdullah, sir, Director of the Administrative Affairs Department at Federal Tax Authority. To put your hands together, just to give it a mention, we're all live on the Facebook and YouTube page of Blue Ocean Corporation. Al Abdullah Tamimi. Thank you. Procurement and Contract, Logistics Management and Business Development Consultant. Thank you, sir. And so well moderated by Mr. Ali Muhammad Al Khatani, Fleet Outsourcing Manager, Supply Chain Expert at Almaj Doi Logistics Company. A group wonderful photo up, please. Let the roar of applause continue, ladies and gentlemen. We have a very interesting technical presentation coming up next. Thank you, sirs. Thank you so much. We now have an opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to hear from Mr. Premanand Velumani, the Associate Director of Zoho Middle East and Africa, as he presents Empowering Solutions Drive Efficiency and Innovation. In this session, he will highlight how a suite of tools can streamline procurement processes, from supplier management to analytics to reporting, enabling procurement managers to make smarter, faster, and more sustainable decisions. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. here on stage for his insightful presentations. We are also thankful to Zoho for being our presenting partner for today. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. First of all, thanks Blue Ocean for organizing this wonderful event on a Saturday, and thank you all for coming on a Saturday and making this event a very good one. I'm Premanand. I'm the Associate Director for Zoho Middle East and Africa. So I'm here to touch upon a few points. And I think there was a specific reason why they put my presentation just before the lunch, right? They want everybody, they want you all to listen to some tech things and some insights about what was happened in the last panel. I'm going to continue the conversation of what happened, and then I'll not keep you too long. I'll not make you keep your stomach very hungry. Let's wrap it up in a 5-10 minutes probably. The question all we were discussing about since morning is, what does tech have to do with procurement and supply chain? That is what I'm going to talk about in a very simple way. And I've come here with a problem statement, the biggest problem statement, right? That what is the unified tech, the difference between the tech and the unified tech, and how we can solve that problem in procurement and supply chain. Whenever I go to conferences, probably one of the most asked question is, uh, procurement has the biggest power to approve what's coming to the table, right? For example, if your CRM head, your sales head comes and tells you that he has chosen a product for CRM, then it comes to your table to approve it. Or if you chose a product for marketing, it again comes to your table to approve. Likewise, if your finance head comes and chose the product, then again it comes to your table for your approval. But as a procurement heads, procurement leaders, or supply chain leaders, what we all do is a big question. So are we asking the question back to them that, okay, you chose a product like CRM, I mean, a sales head, you chose a product, marketing head, you chose a product, finance head, you chose a product, or HR head, you chose a product. Is it all talking to each other? Is the question, because this all comes back to the meaning of supply chain. Are we making it sustainable? This is the biggest question. So let's see whether what an ecosystem is, right? Everybody knows we have been living around the ecosystem. Let's say, taking an example of a small plant. When you plant a small seed, what happens after that? The soil gets nurtured, the worms come into the soil, and then after that you water, the plant grows. Again, the soil becomes fertile, so you can plant more. That is the ecosystem. Even if you disturb a small bit of an ecosystem, that plant is not going to grow. Even though if that plant grows, the future plants, the future things are not going to grow. That is exactly is what happening in the business world. If you think about it, if you see the business ecosystem, there is a link between human, hardware, and the software. So starting from laptops to vendor management to CRM to HRMS to project management to finance, everything is interconnected, is we strongly believe. And not only believe, we have seen, and it is a big testament that if you disturb one piece of the ecosystem, you're gonna not take a hit immediately, but in the future. So there is a theory we're gonna see. Who knows about the lighthouse theory? Anybody who knows about lighthouse theory? This makes me very interesting to talk because I can talk about it. So, lighthouse. When you see a lighthouse, right? What happens in the olden times? I think now it is not here anymore. But in the olden times, when there is a small boat or a ship, that ship or boat is totally dependent on a lighthouse, right? The way, the direction it goes, the light it gives, and the signal it gives, the sound they give you, the boat and a ship travels towards that. So this is how we feel that the industry is going on for the past few decades. So there is someone who is giving a strong signal, and we are following that. That is how the industry is going on. A long time ago, probably not a long time, I would tell a decade ago, what is happening is there will be someone who's sitting on the top, probably doing a top-down approach, saying that I want so-and-so software, everybody should use that. I want so-and-so system, everybody should use that. Probably a very small example, let's say between Windows and Mac, right? I'm a big Mac user, but one of my colleagues, he hates Mac. He only wants Windows. If you take a top-down approach, what will happen is, if I force that employee to only use Mac, I'm sure there is a productivity loss, because he's going to stumble upon it. He's going to, I don't know, he will lose 4 hours of his day on every day. So we wanted to change that. So what will happen is, the shortcomings what we are seeing is, probably they lose a lot of things, they lose a lot of timings, and then which will help you, I mean, which will result in a lot of other areas. And the biggest shortcoming is data silos. I think Mr. Suleiman just mentioned about what will happen to a data silo if you don't put the data properly. If you're, imagine CRM data stores in CRM, marketing data stores in marketing. And likewise, every other department has their own system, and they have a big fence around it, a big mark, then no heads would be allowed to enter into their department, right? That will result in data silos. So everybody would, you guys would go and buy different softwares. And one of the biggest thing is privacy. So what will happen is you might think that you are storing your department data in a very private manner, but apparently I would still be accessing to it. I would be getting access to it. So this is all one of the shortcomings we are seeing in this lighthouse theory. And a few disadvantages saying non-centralized data management. I don't want to explain to that. And mix and match of cloud on and on-prem servers. In the recent times, we are seeing a lot about it. A few data would be stored in cloud, a few data would be stored in on-prem. After that, you have to fight with your integration team to come and integrate between cloud and on-prem. And then, which will increase costs, of course. You're going to keep spending more and more in multiple departments. Again, comes to sustainability. And non-scalable, which is proven. For example, what happens in COVID, nobody can forget, which is upscaling and downscaling. Have anybody before COVID have we ever thought about downscaling in a company, right? We go and buy a server worth 1 million, thinking that we're going to prosper. But what happened in COVID proved us wrong, right? Even if you invest 1 million, if you want to get rid of a few people, then what happens to that investment, where it goes? So always you should think about, not only think about upscaling, but also think about downscaling in your company for worst case scenarios. And vendor management, we always think customer management is the best way to go forward, but we always miss out on vendors because we are paying them, right? We always have an upper hand when it comes to vendors. It's always wrong. We have to always have a very big product or a database of vendor management. And finally, security and infra. Focus on security and infra, which will again help you with it. So what happens with all these things? You rush to make a decisions. You want to buy a biometric, then you go and put up a HRM software. You go and you want to do a Google Ads, then you put up a CRM. Then if you want to go buy laptops, then you search for an Active Directory software. So your company would look like this. You buy a CRM, you spend money, you put time to it, and then again, same thing happens for marketing. Same thing happens for other one. So it goes in a unended spiral way in your company. And by the way, this is not happening in one single company. Every single person we go and talk to, every single person we go for a business analysis meeting, this is a common problem statement across the world, and our region is not alone. What will happen is the TCO will go up, and finally our company would look like that. When you just take a step back and see how your company's backend processes, I'm sure every single company would look like this, because we use thousands of, if not thousands, hundreds of softwares to run a business. Now let's come to the other side of the theory, which is not a lighthouse, but the recent ship, the cruise, what we call it as. Everything is full-fledged, included in the cruise. Everything is controlled by captain with multiple assistants. Basically, we're not dependent on anyone. That is the way to go for, which is employee first. We always have a feeling that when you treat your employees better, they treat their customers better. When you give employees the better tools to handle, they make sure that they use the tools to serve the customers better. So employee first companies are always one of the successful factors to go forward and then to use the better technologies in the world. Likewise, that is when we introduced a product called Zoho One, wherein it is a one single bundle for all your business needs. When I mean all, it is all. For example, if you want your sales team, finance team, HR team, marketing team, front office, back office, collaborations, project management, whatever it is, then you have Zoho One to cover everything, which is, we call it as a unified suite to run your entire business. This is the difference between the integration versus unification I was talking about. Integration, you're going to buy multiple different softwares and you're going to integrate by using your multiple tech teams. But what we introduced is unification. There's a big difference, and this is a cube, what we introduced. A few examples, like analytics, we have over 1,500 pre-built dashboards on analytics, and you can search your AI using natural language. Like you can put whatever your natural language is, and it gives you the results. And we also have mobile apps in multiple different scenarios. To conclude all these, one small point is making good products in the recent times is not enough. Serving efficiently is again not enough, but it's all the experience, what you give to your customers that matters. So basically, concluding employee experience is equal to the customer experience, which wherein they give your customers a better experience. $1 million question, are we affordable? We priced our product in a different strategy, wherein, since I told Zoho One covers everything you have for your company, we priced for employees. We didn't price for software, which means that you add 140 to your monthly salary of your employee, then that employee covers everything what you have for a company. Thank you so much. Now it's your turn. We believe you can transform your company digitally using multiple softwares, and we are here to help you. We are outside as well. If you want any questions, we are here.
For a very interesting presentation, and I must say that we're going to look forward for a special felicitation for you. So we'll felicitate you in a while from now. Thank you so much. Let's dance together one more time, ladies and gentlemen, for Mr. Premanand Velumani. We truly hope that you are having a great experience today. We started right from 8 a.m. with the registrations, followed by our conference sharp at 9 a.m. And we are time where I'm going to request you all, as Blue Ocean Corporation has 8,500 plus Google reviews. I'm going to request you all to kindly share your experience and give us your review on Google. The International Procurement and Supply Chain Conference, Riyadh, has been organized by Blue Ocean Corporation, the global leaders in supply chain consulting, training, and conferences. And this event is powered by Zoho. We'd also like to express our gratitude to our technology partner, One Platform, gold sponsor, Salam Aldar Real Estate, media partner, B4U Plus, for their valuable support, and we look forward to a continued association in the future as well. Our special thanks to our knowledge partners, ASCM, Association for Supply Chain Management, IPSCMI, International Purchasing and Supply Chain Management Institute, CILT, Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport. Thank you very much to Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply, CMI, Chartered Management Institute, IATA, International Air Transport Association, PMI, Project Management Institute, APS, American Purchasing Society, ACI, American Certification Institute, and CompTIA, Computing Technology Industry Association. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a lunch break for the entire 1 hour. I look forward to welcoming you post the lunch break. And of course, as we all know how important it is to connect with one another and grow our businesses at the same time, allow all of us to truly fulfill our visions. This is still half the day. Make sure you have your vision intact. We have a very interesting keynote speakers and panel discussion coming up post lunch, where once again, I look forward to welcoming you all at sharp to this noon. A humble request to all of you to kindly take your pictures outside. We do have a photo booth. And do remember to hashtag on all the social media handles, hashtag IPSC Riyadh and hashtag Blue Ocean Corporation. Your certificate of attendance shall be sent to you to your registered email address. So please do check your inbox. And now for the power lunch and networking session, where we'll take this hour-long break. Please use this opportunity for having delicious lunch, yes, and also connecting with your fellow attendees to build valuable relationships. I look forward to welcoming you exactly in 58 minutes from now. This is Simran Ahuja, Shukran, and see you with tons of energy post-lunch. We have lots of interesting sessions coming up, followed by IPSC Awards 2024, followed by the convocation ceremony, and very interesting panel discussions. In fact, something which is very, very close to our hearts and which is the need of the hour for our businesses. So do join us at 2 p.m. Thank you.
التسارع من حولنا. نبحث عن ملاذ آمن، عن مكان نسميه وطننا، لأن بيتك هو راحتك وعائلتك هي كنزك. نساعدك لتختار أفضل المشاريع السكنية والاستثمارية. في سلام الدار للاستشارات العقارية نقدم لك خبرتنا لتحقق أحلامك في السكن والاستثمار. نرشدك للخيار الأفضل الذي يناسب حياتك. تحليل شامل للسوق العقاري، اختيار مواقع مميزة، مقارنة العقارات والمزايا، دراسة جدوى الاستثمار. سلام الدار للاستشارات العقارية، شريكك الموثوق في طريق الاستثمار العقاري الناجح. في عالم
Abhijit Devadev. I'm the CEO for the IPSC Chemicals Group. I had my first interaction with Blue Ocean early 2013, 2014 with my CPPM certifications. And then they continued with the commercial contracts. I wish Blue Ocean all the best. As a part of ABC Group, I'm now looking at conducting some training sessions along with Blue Ocean for them. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm Rajesh Krishnan. I'm Assistant Vice President of a company called Lacing Technologies. I have done 3 courses from Blue Ocean, CPPM, CPP, and Six Sigma Green Belt. I would like to thank Blue Ocean in this long journey, which has helped me in enhancing my career, and also have taken part in two supply chain events, which have also been able to enhance my knowledge with supply chain.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Asmal Mullah. I'm here attending the conference with Blue Ocean Academy. I'm an associate director for procurement in IMDAD. I've been associated with Blue Ocean Academy for a long time. I've done with them the CPP, CPPM, and the contracts management course. I think it's brilliant what Blue Academy is doing, and Dr. Satyamenon, mashallah, being so qualified in his field of knowledge, has always made sure that he contributes to the society, and I believe that's why I'm so happy to be associated with him and with Blue Ocean Academy. And I wish them all the best. And the conference so far has been great. It's really nice to be here. And thank you for inviting me. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Hi everyone, this is Rabeed Al Ali from Louvre, Abu Dhabi, as a head of procurement and contracts. I got in touch with the Blue Ocean Academy, and it was a very good experience in the sense of their knowledge and their expertise and the way of approach and delivering the information. And it was very productive and good sessions and good training that we had, and we learned quite a lot of things and we delivered quite a lot of things. So it's very good experience. So I encourage everybody of you who wants to go and do trainings and all to try Blue Ocean. They will never disappoint you.
This is Mahmoud Iyad from Ferropan as a procurement manager. I was attended to Blue Ocean Institute and they were so grateful as a training.